infuriate people, little stupid comments.
It's my show. Can you put the camera on me, please? He's just a co-host.
People say you do things for the ratings. They say you do things for controversy.
That David Icke's a nutter.
I love that. It's very difficult for me to talk about this kind of stuff.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
What do you do? Turn us off when you get bored?
He's out of control.
He is.
Are you watching Silent TV? All right. Here we go. I wasn't ready then. Can we start again for Silent TV? I'm very conscious we've got the cameras in. Again, Doc.
Yeah, so?
Well, I want to get it
They
right.
knew I was here. That's why they're here.
I forgot because today's not usually the day the camera's in. I forgot, and I just did a radio all right, and I didn't. I wasn't thinking TV, and I'm very conscious that we're on Silent or on Sky.
And our friends at some other broadcasting organisations we now know are watching on Sky TV. They can't hear us, although they could go online and hear
Let's
us.
face it, 2-bit DJs now who once were radio legends, and we get more exposure than them.
When you say 2-bit radio DJs, you're not talking about that one you were talking about earlier this morning on the radio, were you?
Yeah.
My friend Johnny Walker.
No, not Johnny Walker. I love Johnny Walker.
Who called me... that's not what you said earlier, though, is it? You said
Johnny dropped me like a hot potato.
Yes, and I don't... You know, sometimes in this business, he's up, we're down, we're up, he's down. I mean, you know, the guy's still a national broadcaster. He's a legend.
Just about. He's got his 2 hours a week.
He's a legend. He's doing all kinds of other things. He's still interviewing some of the biggest stars on the planet. I think...
Bob Seger hasn't had a hit for 25 years.
James Taylor...
hasn't had a hit for 27 years.
He's still interviewing some of the biggest rock stars on the planet.
I love you, Johnny, but you dropped me like a hot brick.
That is true.
Why? I don't know. I think it was because I didn't get the narrowboat thing, and you and him were going on about narrowboats, and I took the mickey, and I don't think he's got a sense of humour.
Johnny and I had a certain empathy, and you and he didn't. It's just something like all relationships. You've got something in common with someone, it kind of gives you a hook into a kind of deeper relationship. He and I have now got a deep relationship, and yours is non-existent.
Shouldn't have messed with me, Walker. Shouldn't have messed with me.
But you're still friends with some other older disc jockeys.
Ed Stewart. Now, there's a man who wants to know me.
Lovely man, Ed. I like Ed. He's a really nice bloke. We were both friends, of course, with... should we do a quick 5 minutes of great disc jockeys of our time?
Now, let's talk about holiday properties today. The programmes that were once buy holiday homes abroad are now selling your holiday programme. I
That
kid
is
you not.
really funny.
I don't know if it's ITV or Channel 4 have got one of these on now. Like, get out while you still can. It's called selling...
That is very, very funny. You're right.
Selling homes abroad, I think it's called. Yeah. It's very good, but it's just such an about turn on what we were doing a couple of years ago.
What's funny is how they, you know, TV labours an idea to death. If someone has a good idea, everybody jumps on the bow. They go on and on and on and on. And as you say, the relocation abroad special, you know, buy your house here, Australia, Florida, Spain, Portugal, whatever, France. They've done it to death for 10 years. And now TV being TV, it's now, as you say, panic sell your overseas.
Anyone who's buying, if you are in negotiations at the moment to buy a property abroad, stop it and get out while you can. Take it from those who know. It's Eastern Europe was the one that worries me.
Yeah.
All these people going to Bulgaria and buying
only
property.
on the basis that EasyJet or Ryanair fly there for 10 quid. Well, listen, they don't fly there for 10 quid. It's 20 quid, 35 quid, plus like another 100 in taxes. And once those flights are full, as inevitably they're going to become full, the fares will go up. You can't rely on being able to get there cheaply.
Listen, Australia and the States, that's one thing. There's no language barrier. A lot of people want to go there. They will remain popular holiday destinations, I'm sure. But some of these places that were, you know, homes to civil war only 5 or 6 years ago. What's wrong with you people?
Yeah. Some of the former parts of Yugoslavia, I must admit, as you say, it's very recently. It's like buying a holiday home in Beirut. Why would you do that? I mean, the weather's great, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I'd be nervous. People go to Dubai all the time now, don't they?
Yeah, now I was going to talk to you about Dubai. We've got friends who are over there at the moment, and I'm just not sure about Dubai. I've never been. I'm already ready to say goodbye to Dubai.
It's a great place to be, and I'm sure it's a great place to go. People go for the weekend now, but and houses sell there. They're also about pop stars and footballers buying these multi-million pound houses out there. It's where they've got that recreation of the world now in the ocean. restoration where they've reclaimed.
I thought it was like a palm tree.
Well, there's a palm tree which all sold out for millions and millions, but now they've done the same thing. It's the globe.
That's a bit naff, though, isn't it?
Each island is part of the is a part of the world, or the landmass of the world. It's naff, but they're selling for tens of millions of dollars, and people are still piling in. But if you look at where
Beirut is.
No, where you look at where Dubai is on a map, you realise it's right in the middle of where it all could kick off.
Yeah, but you see, a lot of people say, no, it's never going to kick off in Dubai. Other people are saying you're going to a Muslim country and you've got to be careful what you do in a Muslim country. I don't know. Dubai looks nice. Whether I go there or not, I'm not sure. So we want to talk about holiday properties. Have you nearly bought and you decided not to? Did you buy and make loads of money and get out at the right time? Are you stuck in there now? Have you got a holiday home that you just can't rent out? And it's
or a
beautiful
timeshare. This applies to you if you bought a timeshare, because timeshare, I know someone that bought a timeshare, ended up being seduced by the quality of the salesman, I reckon. Like, you're on holiday, you're in a weaker frame of mind, and it's easy to people to spend 2 hours talking into something. They talked them into it, and like 5 years later, they couldn't ever get there in the 2 weeks in January they bought. And worse than that, the service charge, which when they bought it was a kind of minor issue, you know, £1,000 a year or whatever it was suddenly £5,000 a year. And in the end, not only couldn't they give this timeshare away, if they stopped paying for their share of the elevator lift maintenance or the cleaning, communal parts, all that kind of stuff, they would sue them in London for the money. So
we want your
holiday
timeshare, holiday property stories. Maybe you've thought of getting one and you didn't. At the end, you just kind of bottle it and you think, mate, thank God we did. Maybe you're in so deep. But listen, if you've got a holiday home and you give us a call and you describe it, maybe you'll get a booking out of it. We'll help you out if we can. The other thing we want to talk about is fights. We were talking just now about when you're a teenager, you go out and there'd often be a great punch-up in a bar or in a club. And in those days, you know, the police would come and it'd be like an old Western. And nobody was ever really, really hurt, apart from a couple of times there might be some undesirables in there that would be stupid enough to use a bottle or a glass. We're talking about the good old fisty. Why do you not get the good old fisticuffs now when you go out?
Think like the end of an episode of The Sweeney, where the boys jump out the back of the van, and it's just fists. They just punch each other, and it's all... And then everybody actually gets up and gets back in their vehicles and off they go.
I can remember some real nice kickoffs in night. You don't seem to get the good old punch-up anymore. Do you remember a good old fight? 01983822222. I can remember a dozen of them. And I was in the same places that everybody else was going. There must be at least a dozen I can remember. And also this song. This song's called I Wanna Have Your Babies. It's a song by Natasha Bedingfield. She sounds a lot like Nana Cherry on this, I think. But it should be banned breakfast time on the radio. The reason I think it should be banned is not because it's kind of X-rated, but I just don't think that 8- and 9-year-old girls should be singing I Want to Have Your Babies as they're cornflakes.
Do you know where the expression what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas comes from?
No.
It's because Vegas is the hooker hotspot in probably the whole world, and guys who go there, like guys go to other places.
Foxy was there recently, wasn't he, without his wife?
They that's the kind of thing they go around grinning at each other and say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Oh, I
Very
see.
unpleasant.
Yeah. Anyway, here's the song. What do you think?
I wanna have your babies. I've seen them springing up like daisies.
I mean, do you think that's appropriate for British radio to play? I'm not a prude or anything. Hi, who's this?
Hi, it's Mr. T.
Hello, Mr. T. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. At last I can phone about something which I'm equally qualified to talk about buying...
I do apologise about this, Mr. T. The car... This is for the classic car show we're doing at the end of April. The phone's going off. Let me just get that. It's very unprofessional, I know, but...
You talk to me and he can talk to the car show
Thanks,
person.
Doc. Yes, I about 15 years ago, I bought a couple of apartments in Cyprus, in Decalia, in Cyprus. Very, very lucrative indeed. I rent them out almost every single, not every month, there's about 3 months a year when I don't rent them out, when me and my wife, we go over there to make sure they're okay. But for 9 months of the year, I rent them out, and it's a very, very good income indeed.
Do you rent them out on one of these programs where some, like Virgin Holidays, will take your villa and they guarantee 40 weeks? Because I don't like that, because you don't know who's...
No, not at all. I belong to a website-based holiday company where it's like owner's direct sort of thing, and they go through the website, and then there's my email address there, and if they're interested, they email me, and then we do it that way.